Alright guys, I got this GP17 500, 16 500, 18 500, probably the same thing, but I had a no start problem. What was happening was I was pardon the mess, like using this machine for using the battery to try to jump a lawnmower. This thing was, oh, I got a mess. Would make noise here. With the air cover off, there's a little motor back here that either probably opens or shuts the butterfly inside the carb. But anyway, I was hearing that noise, that there, it made that noise there. But when I was pushing the button, nothing was happening. When it first came to me, the first thing I figured out was he told me that they hooked jumper cables up backwards. So instantly I looked for the fuse. The fuse is here. I think it's 20, 30 something. Anyway, it's one of those glass fuses that are about 1.25 inches long or so, 3/4 inches long. It's some little glass ones. Replaced that, still was getting that noise, but nothing was happening. I checked down here for 12 volts, and I was not getting 12 volts coming to this wire here. That's I call it the exciter wire. But all my connections were good. But I could jump the solenoid here with a screwdriver, but it would only make the starter spin and not engage, which that's normal for this kind of starter. But if I put 12 volts right there on that tab, it would crank the engine. So something told me I wasn't getting voltage through this wire when I was pressing down the button. Well, I did put a new switch in it to eliminate that, which it needed one anyway. But then I tracked all the wiring back, and it goes all the way back into the control box here. And it goes up into those plugs, and then inside of this. So you take off all these here. This is if you're not getting no juice to your exciter wire. When you take all this off, don't take out this bolt here that holds all your grounds on. You'll regret it. Because I did not know that there was 12 cables attached to that stud, which I got them all back. But take it loose from here if you want. I took these 4 bolts loose to drop the control. I call it the control panel. I'm not sure, whatever you want to call this. But then you still can't because it runs back into the motor. But if you do unhook the ground, unhook it here, do these 4 bolts, and this thing will lay down. But probably don't need to do that like I did the hard way. Just take out all these. And then what's going on is if you're not getting voltage to your signal wire or your exciter wire, there's a relay like this. It's a starter relay, just like, I guess, how a car or anything would work. It sits right back in there, in the middle. There's 4 wires running to it. Replace it, hook the wires back up the same. If you just type in 5-pin starter relay, you will find this on Amazon. I found this one for almost right at $10, I believe. You want to basically switch this out. Put your panel back on. Probably don't have to do everything I did. Unhook the battery, of course, because you're going to be messing with wires, because there's a boatload of wires back there. Unhook your battery. You shouldn't have to unhook anything, but take the cover off here. Take a screwdriver, pry it apart, because it is kind of sealed. And change your relay. If you're not getting if you're getting a no start, no nothing kind of problem. That's pretty much it. With that being said, I tested this relay with my multimeter. You put a hot here, a negative here, on 85 and 86 are the numbers. Then you take your ohm readings on the 2 outside prongs and the other 2, and I was getting all kinds of funky numbers. But it was obviously bad because I replaced this. Now when I push the button, as you probably heard just a second ago, now when I push the button, it will start. But that's just something I didn't find a lot of videos on this machine, so might help somebody. But save you from throwing parts at it, because I even bought a new starter for it and that wasn't even the problem. So maybe might help.